Home Alone 2, Lost in New York wasn't just a sequel, it was controlled chaos disguised as Christmas cheer. A toy that didn't exist became a bestseller, a cameo that was contractually required, and a pigeon lady's coat that secretly mapped an entire city. Director Chris Columbus didn't just remake the first film with bigger stunts. He buried clues in every frame, turned mistakes into plot points, and let actors rewrite scenes between takes. These are 15 hidden details you completely missed in Home Alone 2. Number 1, the opening scene gives away the plot. The school concert looks innocent enough. Children singing, parents filming, holiday cheer filling the auditorium, but watch Kevin's spotlight. It's angled wrong. Every other child is lit perfectly, their shadows falling neatly behind them. Kevin's shadow falls completely out of frame, displaced from the group. It's not a lighting mistake, it's a visual prophecy. Production designer Sandy Veneziano worked with cinematographer Julio Macat to create the effect deliberately. They wanted Kevin visually separated before the plot ever pulls him away. The spotlight tells the entire story in one frame. Kevin is already gone. He just doesn't know it yet. Before the airport chaos, before the boarding pass mix-up, before New York, the film shows you the ending. A child alone. A shadow that doesn't belong. Number 2, the flight attendant mistake is foreshadowed early. Kevin bumps into a man at the gate. Same coat, same build, similar posture. And when the collision happens, both boarding passes flutter to the ground, upside down. If you freeze the frame, you'll see it. The passes land incorrectly, numbers obscured, destinations hidden. It wasn't an accident. Director Chris Columbus specifically instructed the prop department to orient them that way. He wanted the audience to subconsciously accept the mix-up before it happens. The brain registers the confusion without questioning it, so when Kevin boards the wrong flight, it doesn't feel like a plot hole. It feels inevitable. The boarding passes were designed to plant doubt before the mistake ever occurs. The wrong flight was always going to happen. The film just made sure you believed it could. Number 3, the Talkboy toy wasn't a real product yet. The handheld recorder Kevin uses to fool hotel staff didn't exist when filming began. It was a custom prop created exclusively for the movie by the production design team, a fictional gadget meant to look like something a kid might actually own. Then the letters started arriving, thousands of them. Children writing to toy stores, to Fox, to Chris Columbus himself, asking where they could buy a Talkboy. The demand was so overwhelming that Mattel reverse engineered the prop and turned it into a real product for the 1993 holiday season. A movie prop that didn't exist became a Christmas phenomenon because audiences believed it was real. The Talkboy wasn't just a plot device, it was accidental product placement for a product that hadn't been invented yet. Number 4, Kevin leaves footprints only when he feels safe. Watch the Central Park scenes carefully. Early sequences show Kevin walking through fresh snow, but his footprints are missing. The ground looks undisturbed. It's not a continuity error. The visual effects team digitally erased them in post-production. Columbus wanted Kevin to feel like a ghost in the city, invisible and isolated, but after Kevin meets the pigeon lady, after their conversation on the bench, his footprints return. Suddenly, the snow holds his steps. The effect is subtle, almost imperceptible, but it shifts the emotional tone of every scene that follows. The footprints track his psychological state, not just his physical presence. When he feels safe, he leaves a mark. When he's afraid, he disappears. Number 5, Donald Trump's cameo was added as a filming requirement. When Home Alone 2 needed to film inside the Plaza Hotel, Donald Trump owned the property, and he had a policy. If you wanted to shoot there, he appeared in the film. It wasn't a suggestion, it was a condition. Columbus shot multiple versions of the lobby scene, one with Trump directing Kevin to the elevator, several without him. The production team wasn't sure which version would make the final cut. They tested both during early screenings. Audiences reacted strongly to Trump's appearance, laughing at the recognition, so the cameo stayed. Not because it served the story, because it tested well. The scene that made it into theaters wasn't about narrative necessity. Trump's 5-second appearance was a business decision disguised as a creative choice. Number 6, most of Marv's lines were improvised. Daniel Stern showed up on set with the script memorized. Then he started changing everything. The panicked whispers, the confused muttering, the over-the-top screams when traps went wrong. None of it was written. Stern would finish a take and Columbus would laugh so hard he'd tell him to do it again. Weirder. The crew started encouraging him to improvise during every scene. Some of the film's most quoted Marv moments exist because Stern made himself laugh between takes, and Columbus decided to keep it. The bewildered line, "Harry, I've reached the top before the tool chest falls," wasn't scripted.
Harry, I've reached the top!
Stern ad-libbed it during rehearsal. Columbus loved it so much he built the entire staircase gag around that one improvised line. The script was a starting point. Stern turned it into chaos. Number 7. The pigeon lady's coat is designed like a map of New York. The layers of ruffled fabric aren't random. Costume designer Rita Ryak studied maps of Manhattan, tracing the shapes of Central Park, the bridges, the grid of streets. Then she translated those shapes into textile pattern. The coat's texture, when laid flat, mirrors the geography of the city. Ryak said the design was meant to make the pigeon lady feel stitched into New York itself, a living part of the landscape Kevin wanders through. The coat becomes a wearable map, a visual metaphor for someone who belongs nowhere and everywhere simultaneously. Most viewers see layers of worn fabric, but the design tells a different story. She carries the city on her back, and Kevin, lost and searching, finds her exactly when he needs a guide. Number 8. The Plaza lobby mirrors the McAllister house. The Christmas decorations aren't random. If you compare the wreath patterns, the color palette, and the light arrangements to the McAllister family home from the first film, they match. Same gold and red tones, same evergreen garland style, same ornament spacing. Production designer Sandy Veneziano designed it deliberately. She wanted the plaza to feel like a surrogate home, a place where Kevin subconsciously recognizes warmth and safety. The lobby becomes an emotional anchor long before Kevin realizes he's alone. He gravitates toward the plaza because it feels familiar. The decorations trick his brain into believing he's found something close to family, but it's a lie. A beautiful, expensive, hollow imitation of home, and the visual parallel makes the eventual loneliness hit even harder because Kevin isn't just lost in New York. Number 9. The toy store window predicts every trap. Duncan's toy chest isn't just set dressing, it's a storyboard. When Kevin stares through the window, mesmerized by the holiday display, the camera lingers on specific toys. Toy soldiers, rope swings, miniature ladders, brick towers. Every single item appears later in the finale when Kevin rigs the abandoned townhouse. The window display is the blueprint for the entire climax, shown an hour early, hidden in plain sight. Columbus worked with the prop department to ensure every trap Kevin eventually builds was visible in that window. It's the film's quietest piece of foreshadowing. The audience sees the plan before Kevin does. They just don't know they're looking at it. And when the traps finally spring, the subconscious recognition clicks. You've seen this before, you just didn't realize it was a warning. Number 10. The Central Park chase uses real New Yorkers. Many of the background pedestrians reacting to Kevin running from Harry and Marv weren't extras. They were actual people walking through the park, unaware they were being filmed. The production used long telephoto lenses and shot guerrilla style, capturing genuine reactions from confused bystanders. Columbus wanted the chase to feel chaotic and unpredictable, and real reactions sold the effect better than scripted performances. The crew would set up cameras at a distance, then release Macaulay Culkin, Joe Pesci, and Daniel Stern into the park to run the scene. Some pedestrians recognized them mid-chase and started laughing. The randomness gave the sequence an unpolished, documentary-like energy, because in that moment, the line between movie and reality blurred. Number 11. The brick throwing scene was done with real throws. Macaulay Culkin really threw bricks off a rooftop. The production just made sure Daniel Stern was nowhere near the landing zone. The crew used forced perspective, a camera trick that makes objects appear closer than they are. Stern stood far back on the street, while Culkin threw at a hidden target placed much closer to the camera. Every brick toss you see in the final cut is an unaltered shot. No CGI, no compositing. Culkin practiced for days, learning to hit his marks consistently. Columbus wanted the physics to feel authentic, the weight and trajectory of each brick landing exactly right. Because sometimes, the most dangerous looking stunts are just clever geometry and a 10-year-old with good aim. Number 12. Harry's burn mark returns as a running gag. In the first film, Harry gets branded with a red-hot doorknob, leaving a permanent M-shaped scar on his palm. In Home Alone 2, he gets a new injury that follows him through the entire runtime. When his head catches fire, the burn leaves a permanent ash stain on his jacket collar, and the continuity department made sure it stayed. Every subsequent scene, even background shots where Harry is barely visible, the stain is there. Dark, smudged, a constant reminder of his failure. Joe Pesci wore the same jacket throughout filming, and the wardrobe team deliberately refused to clean it. The stain became part of Harry's visual identity, a scar he couldn't hide, a burn that never heals, a humiliation worn like a badge. Number 13. Duncan's toy chest has a hidden message. The letters on the glass storefront aren't just decorative. Between shots, when the lights hit the gold lettering at specific angles, the reflections rearrange. If you pause at the right moment, the reflected letters spell a single word: kindness. The production design team engineered the effect using angled mirrors and strategic lighting. Columbus wanted the toy store to function as a moral anchor, a quiet counterpoint to the violence and chaos of the traps. The film uses the store as a thematic touchstone long before the finale reveals its importance. And the word appears only when you're looking closely, a reminder that even in a movie about paint cans and bricks, kindness matters most. Number 14, Kevin's final run mirrors his first ever trap run. The last montage of Kevin sprinting through the townhouse isn't just action, it's a callback. Watch the rhythm of his movements, the way he darts left, pauses, pivots right, the camera angles, the editing cuts. Columbus choreographed the sequence to mirror Kevin's first trap montage from the original Home Alone frame for frame. Same pacing. The franchise is completing its loop. Kevin has become the master of chaos he was only discovering before. In the first film, he was improvising, terrified, learning as he went. In Home Alone 2, he's confident, methodical. The townhouse run is a graduation ceremony disguised as a chase scene. Kevin isn't running from danger anymore. He's orchestrating it. The mirror wasn't accidental. It was intentional proof that Kevin had evolved from survivor to tactician. Number 15, the final family reunion mirrors the first film exactly. When Kevin hugs his mother at the end, the camera holds the same angle, distance, and character spacing as their reunion in the first Home Alone. Even the lighting matches. Warm, soft, forgiving. Columbus studied the original scene frame by frame, then recreated it with surgical precision. He wanted the ending to feel like an emotional echo, proof that no matter how far Kevin wanders, his mother always finds him. The blocking is identical, the music cues overlap. It's a deliberate emotional copy, a love letter to the structure of the first film, because the repetition isn't lazy. It's comforting. Kevin can get lost in Chicago, New York, or anywhere else, but the ending will always be the same. Home Alone 2. Lost in New York might feel like a bigger, louder sequel, but beneath the chaos are hidden clues, improvised moments, production accidents, and callbacks linking every scene back to the original film. From shadows that disappear, to coats that map cities, from toys that didn't exist to cameos born from contracts, the movie layered meaning into every frame. Which of these hidden details surprised you the most? And what movie should we cover next? Because in Home Alone 2, nothing was random. Every choice was deliberate.